a little bit of more of the pain, because when the body relaxes, that's when you get to feel most of the pain. But I'm on painkiller, and I've had some anxiety medication. Maybe the doctors will explain more. Yeah.
But just to be clear, you passed out in night. Yes. What time did you come back to get consciousness?
Those people we came back to the hospital at around 1, and they came to our house at about 10:30. So I have not asked the sky what time we left home. But the LOP knows, because the LOP came home during the whole raid, and he met these people living in our house. He saw the whole squad, so he could tell the time. I am not in position to give details on proper time. But we reached here at around 1, and our home is not so far away from here, even that it was even at night, so the drive wasn't long.
So if I say that you were unconscious for maybe a couple of hours, is that the accurate?
No, that's too much, I think. It wasn't so many hours. Yeah, if it's more, it's about an hour. Because I realized that I was on the way coming to the hospital. So meaning, at around 1.
And also, I need to ask this question. Did you feel at any point that General Mosi was in the property as well?
Of course. They spoke with Nyankole. They asked me where Kabobi was. They talked about a brother of mine who was running for Kampala Central MPC, who is Rwangwayan, who is actually a brother in Christ, his family, but we are not blood related. They asked me where Bobby was, and you know who has been looking for him, who gave him a 48-hour ultimatum just recently, and who told him to come out of the latrine because nobody was looking for him. And I am sure he's looking for him actually. Did that answer the question?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But some of us have just come in, and we would like you to end it.
In English?
Luganda chamo.
Kamaro Luganda. Abanji basokera veo. Then nani nabeera bidondo.
Twagala tugira embeera bwe yabadde mu maka osobola n'okujjukira bwe yatandikidde okubaawo essaawa.
Neno waliyo twabagambako nga 16 nti ab'ebyokwerinda bakutula fensi yaffe y'amasanyalaze ne bakutula zigeeti zaffe ne bayingira mu compound, nga ennyonyi ya poliisi yebayambako okutukolako obulumbaganyi, naye tebasobola kuyingira mu nju. Era ne wayita ebbanga ne bagezaako okukola ekintu kyekimu naye tebasobola. Basooka nakuba enduula, abantu b'ekyalo baavaayo ne badduka. Naye jjo abantu abo bakomyewo nga bamalirivu, bazze nga bangi. Ababadde mu yunifoomu z'amagye, abatabadde mu yunifoomu z'amagye badde balina obukookolo ku ffeesi, badde balina emmundu, buli omu ku bo yabadde alina emmundu ng'eriko zimagazini n'amasasi mangi. Abamu babadde bakutte ennyondo, alala nga balina zimagalo, alala badde balina emisumeero. Byebyo bye nasobodde okulabako, amushuwa byabadde bingi. Asikari yabadde alina waali, kifo kyaffe waliwo woobeera oluusi abantu ne batamanya nti wooli. Nankubira essimu nga ndi mu nju naŋŋamba abasajja bangi bendaba wano bali mu kuyingira ku luno bagenda kumenya ennyumba. Nabadde maze okulya ekyeggulo nga ntaddewo akataala akatono akawabbali w'obuliri nga nina akatabo k'ensoma. Bwe yakiŋŋambye ettaala ne njiggyako akatabo ne nkazingako ne nva mu buliri. Kati bwe navudde mu buliri ne njagala nzigalewo oluggi olw'ekisenge nfulume ŋŋende wansi. Naye bamaze okukiggala omutima ne guŋŋamba nedda ekyo si kyamagezi, nina okubaako ne ka evidence akalaga nti abantu batulumbye kubanga enzija gye bazzeemu nategedde nti basobola kutulekera kamera. Nenziramu nenzigulawo ekisenge ne ŋŋenda ku balkoni y'ekisenge kyaffe ne nsaba nga abasajja bataddeko amadaala bategeka kulinnya, naye nga waliwo n'abalala abali mu kutambula. Kati abo be nasobodde okukwatako akatono ako ne nnyingira ne nzigalawo oluggi lwa balkoni. Vidiyo ne ngisindikira mutabani waffe Solomon ne mukubira n'omukubira ne mugamba abasajja batulumbye. Kati ne nkubira ne mutabani waffe omulala Dax lwakuba tumuyita mutabani waffe naye muganda w'omwami wange. Ne mugamba Dax kiwedde, abasajja bayingidde. Nagamba okay. Then nenziruka nenzigulawo oluggi nenzigalawo oluggi lw'ekisenge kyaffe basobole okusigala mu kisenge buyinga time bali abakola ki abayambuse. Naye we nakkiridde amadaala natuukidde mu maaso g'abasirikale bangi nga buli ddinisa lirimu abasirikale nga 10. Ne baŋŋamba mu Lunyankole ggulawo, ne mbagamba sigenda kuggulawo. Mwako akaseera nensala ne ŋŋenda mu kinaabiro the general bathroom ne neggaliramu ne nkubira neighbor waffe omu ne mugamba abasajja batulumbye mukuumire amatu ebweru. Kati nenvaayo mu kisenge mu kinaabiro nagenza okutuukira mu ddiiro nga bamaze okukutula enzigi, bamaze okumenya amadinisa nga bangi bayingidde. Abamu bayise eno mu korido ne bagenda mu bisenge by'abaana, abalala bagenze mu lounge, abalala ne bagenda mu ffumbiro, abalala ne bampitako ne bampuka amadaala. Nabadde ntudde ku madaala, omusajja omu nantuukirira naŋŋamba tuula wano naye mu ntebe, ne mugamba nedda kantuule wansi kuba nadde mpulira nga sisobola kutuula mu ntebe amaviivi ne gasigala. Ne ntuula wansi nannyimirira wano emabega naŋŋamba mpa essimu yo ne ngimuwa bwenti. N'amala n'aginteeka mu maaso, ndowooza yalowoozezza erimu facial recognition oba thumb gundi, naye yabadde local password. N'agamba ajjamu password mu Lunyankole, ne mugamba sijja gijjamu. Agamba ajjamu password, ne mugamba sijja gijjamu. N'asituka n'agenda n'afuluma n'ayita banne abalala 4 ne bajja. N'addamu n'annyimirira wano emabega n'ankwata empale nadde nyambadde nayiti ya tata Solomon ne bayika kubanga ennaku zino mbadde nina ekyebikiro nga nina fiirimu kijja kubaawo baba twegezzaamu obulungi ebyo. Nansitula babadde basajja bakanyama, basajja bafaanagana, balina obuwanvu bwe bumu. Newe nabadde ntunula wansi nga bayitawo ng'olaba balina ne size y'engatto y'emu, wadde engatto zaadde tezifaanagana, but you can tell nti abantu bano they are certain size, they are certain shape. Kati nankwata nansitula, bwe yansitudde mu bbanga bw'ati eyabadde mu maaso gange nantuga wanibulaku bw'ati naye nansitula mu bbanga. Kati ono eyambadde emabega n'asika essaati ya night n'agisika bw'ati. Kati nagenza okulaba nga saakwetawuluza ku basajja 2 kyenakoze n'ensamba ono eyambadde mu maaso. Bwe namusambye n'atambula, kuba namusambye wano ndowooza n'atambula. Kati olwatambudde ono munne nansika amapeesa gona ne gayulika aga night, essaati n'agisigaza mu ngalo. Mu sitting room mwaddemu abasajja bangi. Bwe mbanga nsobola okugeraageranya omuwendo saa kugamba nti gwe mutuufu, naye babadde ng'abasajja 4 oba 5. Akutte ennyondo, akutte omutayimbwa, akutte waya z'amasannyalaze, akutte ekijegere, akutte magalo, akutte ne kati bwe nakoze bwenti essaati n'erika amapeesa bwe yanse bw'ati essaati n'erika amapeesa n'entambula nga ndi bwerere n'enzira mu corridor ya sitting room bbali kati bwe nagenze mu corridor awo mwabaddemu abasajja abamu nga of course kibeesitaza abamu batunudde wabbali abalala ne batunula wansi naye mwabaddemu abadde tebafaayo kati mwabaddemu omu yayogedde mu Luganda laga nedda mama mmodize essaati ayambale kati omwami n'anona essaati oli yabadde agisudde wansi omu n'aginona eswati n'agamba wanika emikono oyambale essaati nemugaa nedda mpa essaati yange nja kweyambaza n'agimpa n'engizzaamu bwe nagizizzaamu omusajja ono era eyansitudde wano n'ayuza amapeesa n'akwata ebitutwa by'enviiri zange nansitula nantwala paka ku pool mu sitting room yaffe mulimu pool erimu nankubako face nankubako omumwa guno ayulise namala okunkubako nagamba leeta password nemugaa sijja kikuba ebyo biseera byonna twadde twogera Lunyankole kubanga lwe yasazeewo okwogera nansika nanziza wansi nenteka omutwe wansi bantuddeko abasajja nga bana nensirikira wansi awo ne baŋŋamba leeta password y'essimu ne mbagamba sijja tujja waliwo yabadde abakomandi ngaawo omulala nayingira nadda muveeko ne banvaako nensigala nga ntudde awo kati mwako akaseera nawulidde ekigugumu nempulira ememe ng'ensinduukirira nempulira ng'emirembe gimpeddeko nensaba ku mazzi ne bandeetera amazzi kuva mu fumbiro nenywako nensaba n'amalala ne bannyongera kati mu ekyo ekiseera nawulidde nga sikyetegeera ekigugumu nga kingi lowooza simanyi kyantuuseeko nenzigwamu amaanyi nagenza okwesanga nga neebase ku veranda wabweru neebase mu ndowooza amazzi nagasesemye nga we neebase naye nga buli omu yagenze batutte buli simu batutte buli laptop batutte buhufazi batutte power bank batutte charger batutte airpods ne camera system yaffe yona bagisumuluddeyo ne bagitwala ne monitor ne bagitwala ne bamala twagenza okumaliriza bino byonna jjukira nze nadde mu kifo kimu nga asikaali waffe badde bamukubidde ebweru bagenza okumuzza mu nju okumufoosinga okubatwala waggulu mu kisenge kyaffe okubalaga bamubuuziza basement eriwa nabagamba ndi mupya wano sirabanga ku basement kati bagenza omumuleeta waggulu nga ndaba atiriiko musaayi bamumenye n'erinnya yabadde ku mpingo n'omuvubuka omulala era abeera naye kati omuwala era bamugye mu nnyumba ye ne bamuleeta kazi wa teyadde akutte bayibuli ne bamubuuza abaana baalagawa n'agamba abaana bagenda naye simanyi gye bali mu ekyo ekiseera twatuddeko nadde nkyatudde awo omusajja najja n'ambuuza mu Lunyankole nti muganda we bwe waleeta okwesimba Kampala Central wali olowooza ajja kuwangula munajjanga abantu eyo nemulowooza banaawamba eggwanga bwe bati nensirika omulala najja naŋŋamba ogenda okufumbirwa omusajja omutujju omuganda ng'Abanyankole tubalaba era nensirika ebyo byonna byabaddewo of course nga sinazirika naye ndowooza y'ensonga lwaki byampitiriddeko nga bambuuza baawaaliwa embagamba simanyi gyali. Basically it was an interrogation. You could see bazze kutwonoonera kwonoona bintu byaffe naye nga main point badde banoonya mwami Kyagulanyi naye njagala kumya mwami Kyagulanyi gyali yonna nze ndi mugumu bw'obanga olaba gy'oli nze ngenda okujjayo totawaana togeza nsonga ndala ze ziba zikujjayo gy'oli tunasinze the mixture.
Guys, let us.
Oh, nerabidde bannange. Nerabidde okuba neyanziza kansa. Abasajja abo bazze omu yabadde alina essimu ya Samsung ng'eri ku tripod nga recordinga buli kimu. Ne bwe banyambulidde engoye yangobereza kamera. Ne babadde bamenyamenya ebintu yabigobereza kamera. Buli kye baafulumiza yakigobereza kamera. babadde balina owa camera nga filming evidence of what they were doing.
Question I want to Gambia. What describing the emotions they were telling us on
sinazirabako kale ndowooza abalala bazirabyeko but emmundu zabadde bakutte zabadde empya. Emmundu ezo zabadde ziriko zi magazine mpanvu. Buli omu ku bo yabadde akutte emmundu. Ezimu sizirabangako. Ekyo kyekyadde kiraga nti gye babadde bava it was a different section of security.
olowooza nti bano abasajja bavudde oba eyabasindise ye mutabana President General Muhoozi?
Anoonya Kyagulanyi yamuwa ultimatum ya 48 hours n'amugamba bw'aba yeekukumye mu toilet mu latrine aveeyo n'agamba amunoonya. It is no surprise nti abantu abo bazze ne bayita ne ku security eyabo ababadde batusibidde awaka ennaku zino zonna ne bayingira ne bakola bye baakoze ne bagenda. I cannot doubt nti basindikiddwa muntu alina interest mu kutwala Kyagulanyi.
Kirala okugambye nti okuva wano osuubira kudda waka totya nti bayinza okupulantingayo bayo badde bakola bapulantingayo ebintu oluvannyuma ne bajja ne bakola search ne babisangayo totya?
Okutya sisobola kugamba nti tekulimu. Ne wano wendi nkyali mu ntiisa. Naye gali maka gaffe. Wali weewaka. Of course buli gye balaga baplantingayo ebintu tujja gezaako okusweepinga. Bwe bali babazza okunona ebyo bye baplantinze ebirala. Of course basobola okubinona. Olaba baplantinga ku mwami Kyagulanyi emmundu Arua. Buli kimu bakisobola. Naye ekyo tekigenda kunemesa kudda wange. Kasita banansiibula wano nzirayo eka. Ripooti y'omusawo yagambye pressure yabadde waggulu nga nina anxiety era ne bampa ku painkillers bali mu kumonitoringa. Bruises ezimu nakatandika okuziraba. Kumakya kuno lwe neekebedde ng'ebitundu ebimu binnuma ng'otunulako nga waliwo ebyankoonye naye bisinga biri mu bisambi muno ne mu bulago wano olaba nga bwe bantuze walabika. So bwe banasibulira wonna abantu bakola ebintu ebyo. Emirembe gyaliwo egyakola ebintu ebyo naye abantu abo tebamaliriza bulungi as individuals nate in the end tebafunamu kalungi. Bandirowoozezza ku biseera byabwe ebijja mu maaso.
Yes, so you can just be like
Oh, sorry.
it's okay, don't give us
Barbie, can you kindly help us describe what happened during the attack on your home and how did you and your family manage to stay safe?
What?
get to the hospital. Who brought you to the hospital?
We informed the public on 16 that we had had a raid from the police. We had had a raid at our house by the military and police. That was a trial. In that fracas, as you all remember, my husband managed to escape. Later, they tried again and were unsuccessful. Yesterday, the group that came to raid our home was a different group. They were so many, heavily armed, drunk, and they looked the same and spoke one language. they broke into the gate, the lower gate. Our scary was in a different corner, so he saw them and he called me. Our askari saw them and called me. I had already gone to bed. I was just preparing to read like one page of my book and then sleep. The askari called me and said, "These men are many and they are coming in this time." So in the moment, I got out of the bed, switched off the bed light, then tried to walk out of the bedroom and lock it, looking for a place to hide. But then I realized that wasn't the wise thing to do. I opened the bedroom again, went in, opened the balcony room to make a video of at least some evidence of these people were coming in. I just shot a small snippet thing because already they had ladders and they were climbing to our veranda. So when I shot that, I locked the veranda door again, went in, sent the video to our son Solomon, and I asked him to let people know that we were under attack. Then I called our other son, who is also my brother-in-law, Dax, and I told him, "It's finished. These people are coming in definitely." So I walked out of the room, locked the door, and then went down the stairs. When I reached the stairs and looked in the window, there was this big group of men. Every window had like 10 men in it. And they said, "Open the door." They said it in Lunyankore. I replied in Lunyankore and said I was not going to open. So I passed the stairs, went to the general bathroom, locked the door, and called our neighbor, one of our neighbors. And I said, "We have a problem here. Let everybody know." Then I came out of the room. When I came out of the room, they were already coming into the sitting room. They had finished breaking everything. There were so many, very many. They went to all directions of the house. Ceiling, rooms, kitchen, outside in the compound, on the verandas, my bedroom, kids' bedrooms, bathrooms, everywhere. They were everywhere. They were very many. In that moment, they did not allow me to follow anybody where they were. One of them told me to give them my phone. He came and sat behind me, told me, "Give me your phone." I gave it to him from this angle. He put it in front of me and said, "Give me the password," in Lunyankore. And I said back, "I'm not giving you the password." He said, "You're going to give me the password." And I said, "I'm not going to give you the password." He left, went outside on the veranda, came with other 4 men. So when he came back, he went in the same position where he was. He lifted me by the trousers. I was wearing 90 trousers and a shirt. He lifted me by the trousers, lifted me up, and then the one who was standing in front of me strangled me by the neck from the front. And then he told me, "Give me the password." And I told him in his face, "I will not give you the password." The one who was behind here pulled my shirt. So now I was between 2 men. One was strangling me, and one was pulling my shirt from there. And you know how the button chokes you here? So the button was choking me. I kicked the man who was in front of me. And when I kicked him in someplace very hurtful, and he walked away, then this one pulled me and all the buttons broke. Then he stayed with the shirt in his hands. So I walked across the room naked. Now, in that room, there were so many men. Some of them just shied away and looked to the side. Some of them kept looking, and there was one sober one. And he said in Uganda, "Nedda, Mama Mudize, esati ye ayambale." It was on the floor. One of them picked it and said, "Wanike mikono oyambale sati." And I said, "No, give me the shirt, I'll dress myself up." He gave it to me. In that moment, the other guy who took my phone and who had my shirt who tore my shirt in the beginning, came back and held me by my hair. It was plaited like this last night. He held me by my hair and pushed me all the way up to a pole across in the sitting room. And I hit my lip. And then he told me, "Bring the password. I said again, there's no password for you. Then he pulled me down on the floor and they sat on me. I felt as if 4 bodies sat on me. There was someone I think was overseeing everything. He told them, what's happening here? Leave her. Then they went. I sat on the floor, and in that moment, I felt thirsty. I felt nauseous. I felt dizzy. My body was confused. I asked for water. They brought me a glass of water. I asked for more water. They gave me another glass. And that was the last that I remember of that event. The next moment that I got to realize, I was on the veranda sleeping in my own vomit. And the askari and the other boy organized and drove me.
So they left you in the company, you also were unconscious.
They left me in my house. In my house or on the veranda. Because when I realized I was outside on the veranda, sleeping in my own vomit. So all this while, they were asking me where my husband was. Where is your husband? I said, I don't know where he is. They asked me, did you think you would bring your brother here to run Kampala MP and me? That's not how you can conquer. I don't have a brother that ran for any position. They kept asking the askari where are the children. They beat him. Beat him here on the face. He has another cut on the head. They asked him where the children were. He didn't. They asked him where the basement was. Where is the basement? He said, I'm new here. I don't know if there is even a basement here. So they collected everything. Phones, laptops, electricity, chargers, AirPods, anything electric. They took away our camera system. They went to the ceiling, picked it, they broke everything down, left us in the dark, and went.
Okay,
Guys, relax.
I just have 2 questions. But number one, the first one of the last one is from the 15th when you guys was voted, you've been under house arrest, figuratively, right? And how did they allow you to move out yesterday, or in the state you were? Did they let you freely move, or what happened?
So, the person who brought me just dropped the net. They opened from outside and said, what's the problem? He said, I have a sick person, I'm taking her to the hospital. Then they checked, and then they opened. I think they realized already, they had known that there was an ambush, and they raided in the house.
So
they
they're still
didn't ask much.
they're still in your place right now.
They're still home. They're still there.
Maybe finally for me, did you, like, by the time, because you said you moved out onto the balcony and recorded, would you give us like a rough estimate of how many people came in the house or came into your compound?
I can't tell the people in the compound, but the law met this group when they were leaving because he was coming home and he met them. He can give you a good number, but the askari who saw them coming, he said they were in hundreds. They were very many. Every corner had a soldier in it, armed to the teeth.
Putting on Uganda military uniform, or
some were in uniform, some were not in uniform. These people were drunk and they were very provocative. One of them asked me in Nyankore how I could end up marrying a traitor of Uganda as if I never saw Nyankore to marry.
I think these men would have been sent by General.
General Mohozi has given my husband an ultimatum of 48 hours. Sometime 3 days ago now. Okay, it's past 48 hours. And he told him to come out of the latrine if that's where he was hiding. Then he said, I am looking for you. And when I find you, I'll treat you the way they treat, was it rebels? Was it something? Outlaws, yes. Outlaws. So, if someone threatens you to that extent, and they are in an office of power, and they're in control of the army, and all the army outfit, how could you say they are not the one that sent those people?
How are you and your family coping up with police being outside your home all the time? Your husband being in hiding, and what is your message to him?
I am home with two other people. So the children are not home. My husband, they are still with online. Each of them handles the situation. And it doesn't like to really handle the situation. They're trying to relatives, friends are trying to manage the children. What is that?
What message do you have for your husband?
Whatever he is, he should just do his thing. He should worry about me. As soon as the doctor says I am going to go, I'm going back to our home. Relax. I'm going to be back. I should be the reason you leave your hiding. You should come at your own timing and then you feel safe. Otherwise, I'm they gave me antibiotic medication. They checked my pressure is a bit high, and they gave me some painkillers and some medication for my broken leg and for the bruises that I have. So that's what they're managing. We will see then at the end of the day what they have to say.
Never mind. Get yourself.